my channel. If you are new here, I am Naisha Tillis and I create faith-based content to help you to build your confidence and step into your fullness. I'm so excited about today's video. It's the first video in a very special series that I'm calling PageantTea. And if you don't know, I have been in the pageant circuit here in the Bahamas for a few years now, and I am about to age out of the systems of interest here in the Bahamas. So I've decided to give pageantry one more shot in the middle of a pandemic. So I decided to start this series with a video just talking about whether or not it makes sense. If you want to hear more about my faith journey with regards to pageantry or entering in a pageant, keep watching. So I've gotten tons of questions about pageantry right now in 2020. What does that look like, right? Should you join this year? Should you wait until next year? What should you be doing to prepare? And all of these questions are valid, and all of these questions I would have actually asked myself, but I wanted to share with you the answers to these questions and share 3 points you need to consider before entering into a pageant. So, first question, should you wait until next year? Totally up to you. I think with regards to waiting it out, similar to taking a gap year in college, right? It's completely up to you as to whether or not you really need that time and that space. For me personally, I couldn't and I can't wait until next year, because next year I will be aging out officially of the pageants of interest. And I've competed in the Miss World system, I've competed in the Miss Universe system, and I'm so excited to now be competing in the Miss Supranational system. The age limit for Miss Supranational is 29, and I'll be turning 29 next year. I didn't want to wait until next year and possibly miss out. I would rather give it a shot and know that, you know, I tried than not do anything at all and live a life of regret. And I think that's something you need to think about when you're considering whether or not you should wait until next year, right? Ask yourself, why are you really waiting? Are you waiting because of the financial burden associated with pageantry? And I'm saying burden loosely, it's not really a burden, but pageantry is costly and it does require you to do some budgeting and really take the time to plan financially for it if you know it's something you're interested in. Another question I have asked myself and I've gotten questions about is, what should you expect? Y'all, it's crazy right now. And I use the word crazy loosely as well, because you have to be ready for anything. Because we're not able to come together in the ways that we used to, right now, a lot of the events are being held virtually. Some pageants are being held virtually, whether they're allowing you to participate from the comfort of your home or at a particular space with a small number of contestants. I've experienced both of those things with regards to competing in a pageant in the middle of a pandemic. If you don't know, I don't think I mentioned it, I would have participated in Miss Bahamas Universe 2020 in September, which was done virtually, and that in itself was an experience. If you want to know more about that, be sure to let me know in the comments. What exactly do you want to know about that experience, and I will be sure to include it in this PageantTea series. The next question that I get a lot is, what should I be doing to prepare? Personally, I'm always ready. I don't know, that's kind of how I want to say it. But I say I'm always ready in that I know what my goals are. I know the dream that I have to represent the Bahamas on an international stage. And because it has never really died, I'm always working toward it. So if you know that you want to compete, or if you have competing in the back of your mind, start with the small things like following pages, pageant pages, or coaches, reaching out to coaches, doing a session a month until you know for sure you're open to doing it at all, and you work your way up to doing a few sessions a week maybe. But once again, it's totally up to you. Now, before I go on ranting, I want to share 3 things that you need to consider before entering a pageant in the middle of a pandemic. First thing you need to consider is the pageant system. Right now, while we have tons of downtime, I think it's so important for you to research the various pageant systems available for you in your community and find out when they're hosting their pageant, what are the typical, areas of competition, and start doing research, watch videos, follow the organizations and see what they post and see what the title holders are doing, and really think about whether or not it's something you can see yourself doing. I think it's really important to evaluate, your space and what entering in that particular pageant would do for you and your space. Would it enhance it or not, and what value you can bring to the system? So right now, in the middle of a pandemic, if you want to enter into a pageant, I will definitely say be sure to do your research on the pageant systems that's available in your community, as well as research the organization so that you know if it's a good fit for you. Number 2, I would definitely say consider your budget. In the Bahamas, sponsorship is already hard for pageantry, so I can't even wrap my mind about soliciting sponsorship in the middle of a pandemic for pageantry. So consider your budget. What are you bringing in? What are you able to spare? Start saving if you know you want to enter into a pageant now. Find ways to cut costs, right? Do you know any friends that would have participated in a pageant? Ask to borrow a gown instead of buying a gown, or rent a gown instead of buying a gown. Finding alternatives, thrift. There are high-end thrift stores available. There are usually persons that tend to do closet sales. I have been participating in tons of closet sales and found some really great and unique pieces, and a lot of stores are offering sales right now, and Black Friday is coming up as well. By the time that I post this video, Black Friday may be gone already, but finding ways for you to save is so important. And it goes back to research, because once you research the pageant system that you want to participate in, and you know the areas of competition and what the pageant in itself entails, you then know what you would need to purchase, right? So figuring that out and figuring out, what you're able to do and what areas you would need help in. So your family may be able to pitch in, friends may be able to pitch in, but it all requires you to really consider your actual budget and weigh the pros and cons as it relates to what you can do and what you can't do. 3, your mental headspace. I think this is extremely important. The most important thing to me personally. Generally, your mental headspace, once you're in the right frame of mind, I feel like you can do and conquer anything. And right now, with us being in the middle of a pandemic, it's already hard. So if you do know that pageantry is something that you want to enter into, pageantry in itself is tough. So pageantry in the midst of a pandemic, it's tougher. And I think you need to find avenues for you to channel that energy in a positive place, whether you journal, whether you listen to music, whether you talk to someone, but ensure that you are staying in the right frame of mind and in the right headspace for, prep for pageantry, so that when it comes down to competition, you're enjoying yourself and you're having a good time and you're not completely stressed out because, you're not in the right place. So being in the right space is totally important for anything that you do, and pageantry is no different. And if it's something that you want to do, and outside of pageantry, if there's anything that you want to do, I would definitely say do not allow the pandemic to stop you. It may not be easy. It's not easy. We're going to be completely honest. It is not easy, but it's worth it, especially if it's something that you want to do, especially if it's your dream and you have an opportunity to go after your dream. I would say go after it. Don't allow anyone or anything, not even a pandemic, stop you from going after what it is that you know that you want. So cheers to continuous growth while staying deeply rooted. I'll catch you on the next video.